still live on the Joy News channel on Multi TV, and my name is Patricia Gasu. The show is Reporters Blog. When we come back from the break, Martha Krenzel Akwa will be joining us in studio, and she's going to tell us about her trip to Volivo and McCarthy Copper. Please stay. Welcome back. Apparently, she's been to several places. It's not just McCarthy Copper, Volivo, Shai Osidoku. And she's really going to tell us more. You know, she really went through a lot, and I know you are interested in that. She has several names. We call her the Sweet 16. We call her the headmistress for Joy Newsroom. And welcome. Welcome to Reporters Vlog.
Thank you, Patricia.
Okay, I would like to start from the sand winning in the Volta region. That's Asuchari. I hope I got the name right.
Asuchari.
Asuchari.
Actually, it's on the Volta Lake, but that's the Volta Lake, the Asuchari end of the Volta Lake. You know, the Volta Lake spreads through and runs through many communities. So it's Asuchari end that I found. So what happened really was that I lodged in a guest house overlooking the lake.
Before then, how did this whole trip come about? Because you didn't go to one place, you went to several places.
Yeah.
Doing different stories all together.
Yeah, in a 3-day travel.
That's
so
stressful.
this is what happened. One day I went to the Shai Osidoku district to do a report on the launch of a birthing chair so that women can now have a choice. They don't have to lie down and push, but they can sit or squat. And I learned in that part of the country, women will want to squat and deliver because it's easier that way. So after I finished that story, on our way back, and I realized the road network was very bad. Okay. Then I told myself I'll come back to this area. But not to come back and do the road network, but how it is impacting on healthcare delivery. Okay. So the whole plan was to go and do a story on healthcare delivery, and then how women are braving the odds, and how healthcare officials there do just anything to make sure they don't record any maternal death.
Okay.
They would go any length, they would do anything, and I've gone to experience it, and I know it is true.
Did you go there? Was it last year that you went there? Was this year that you went to?
This year, it's about 2 months ago.
Okay.
I went there, and so I wanted to go back again, thanks to my boss. He gave me the go-ahead because I often don't go out. Yeah. But this time, I could have asked someone to go and do it. The
headmistress has somehow to stop out.
I could have asked someone to go and do it, but I said, no, let me go, because I saw a story that perhaps the one I briefed may not see.
You know, it's fun being out there than being in the office.
Of course. This one, I had the liberty to do, and you know, like I was saying, I went there for just one story, yes, but I ended up doing several stories. So it's like I woke up in the morning, like the sun winning you're talking about. I came out and I saw some men doing something funny on the water. So I asked the owner of the guest house what they are doing, whether they are fishing. He said, no, they're actually winning sand. So I asked him, which sand? Where is it coming from? He said, oh, you don't know? They win sand from the lake, and there are different types of sand. Depending on where you go, you can get black sand, you can get chippings, you can get the fine sand. In fact,
all beneath.
Yes. And I was seeing this man jump into the water and surfacing with a bucket of some substance he pours into the boat. So after several attempts, I said, okay, now I'm going there. Take me there. Then he took me there. It was a steep place. You had to get down just to get to the water side. And I got there. He took me there. So my cameraman was then sleeping.
Okay, before you continue, please let's watch this.
As a first-timer to the Asuchari end of the Volta Lake, seeing a man dive into the lake and surfacing with a bucket did not look strange from a distance. I thought it was a fishing expedition, especially because it was happening near a fish farming site. But after getting closer, I saw something else. We know the Volta Lake to be full of fish, but what we didn't know is that it's also a place for sand winning. Now I am learning for the first time that there are natives here who actually win sand from this lake, and some of them are getting fine sand, others are getting black sand, and others are also getting sand that you can use for mortar, for building, without using chippings. And so I am joining them here to find out more about that. Let's get more detail from what they are doing here. According to the natives, they have learned by experience where to go for which kind of sand.
We have assorted of sands.
Okay.
We have smooth.
Okay.
We have rock sand, pebbles, gravel, and the black sand.
Where do you get what? How do you know where to get what?
My uncles have won it about 15 years ago, so they got to know where exactly the type of sand that you need is located.
It is an arduous task to win sand in the lake, but of more concern is how these activities can harm the lake. Not far from the site where I found these men was a sand winning company using heavy equipment to win sand in the lake. I did not get the opportunity to speak to operators because they were unavailable. The activity provides job avenue for many youths in the area, but there are risks involved, and 20-year-old Charlotte Kwajo shares her story with me. How many pans have you carried?
20.
20. So by the close of day, on a normal day, how much will you get?
Maybe 5 cedi or...
You get something, but don't you feel pain in your neck? It's so much.
I'm coming.
You let's go. Tell me, I'll go with you. How much? How do you feel pain? Do you have to take painkiller by the time you close your head?
My head or my body.
Though the sand winners are sure their activities don't affect the lake in any way, I am sure the Environmental Protection Agency and other allied institutions must move fast.
Wow, this is so amazing.
Yeah, so when we got there, the way they were like, okay, what are you going to use that for? I said, no, I'm just surprised at what you're doing. So just explain to me. Then they explained at a point in time, in fact, I nearly, should I call it drowned? Because I got to a place that was so soft and so muddy. So I realized, no, I was going down. Then I started screaming. And you know, the good thing was that before my cameraman, David Ankuma, would think as a cameraman, he thought as a human being first. He reached out to help me before he thought of, I should have filmed, I should have filmed her instead of helping her out. So at the end of the day, he got me rather walking to go and wash my muddy feet instead of capturing from me drowning. Perhaps he reached out to help me out, and it was nice. I am surprised that people are winning. So I asked them, what are you doing? Is it not going to make the lake any deeper? They said no, they've been winning it for at least 15 years, and it's okay, yeah, to do that.
Okay, I want to know everything, so let's move to McCarthy Copper.
Okay, so I didn't plan this one, I just saw it and I got the story.
I like the name McCarthy Copper.
As for McCarthy Copper, we went there actually to go and look at how the healthcare workers there go for outreach.
Okay.
And they come all the way from the district capital proper, and then they go into, and all these things are not happening outside Accra. It's Greater Accra region. And so when we got there, the road was bad. In fact, getting there was difficult. And the most important thing is that the only way you can get there is by motorbike. Wow. So everyone either has a motorbike or sits on motorbike.
Where is it located?
This is Greater Accra region. Shayo Sudoku, McCarthy Copper is just like almost Dodowa, just after Dodowa. It's not very far. So we got there, and then I saw the health workers sitting under a tree doing their outreach. So I asked them, why are you doing it under the tree? Then they said, oh, that's the only place they get to do that. Health outreach under the tree. So you can imagine they were doing weighing under tree, immunization under tree, family planning under tree, and this was like a team of 4.
Ghana, we love trees, being under trees.
Yeah, a team of 4. So, you know, basically, Ankuma had to be in the bucket of the Ghana Health Service tractor centers which we had to push several times. I'll show you how we had to push that pickup. Like at least 3 times.
Let's watch that particular one. Do you push your husband's car?
Not really. We pushed it at 3 different
so
locations. No, else I'll sleep there. So we had to push it like 3 times, you know, minimum. Then the McCarthy couple, okay. So when I was talking to the women there, I asked them if they have any water. They said no. Electricity, no. And you know, that day was Sanla.
Okay.
It was Eid. So the only person who had access to TV was one man who had been able to get a generator set to put on for the kids in the community to watch TV. So that was what was going on. Then I said, so why do you vote if you don't have electricity, basic amenities, you don't have water? And he said, they have decided that when the people come, they won't vote again. They've told them they have to do those things. I said, okay, but I want to see the water you use. Said,
I realized the headmistress and you came out. Yeah. If you vote for them again, you see.
Yeah, I can't imagine I did all that one. I said, okay, take me to where you fetch your water. I want to see your water. Then he said, oh, it's just here. Then I remember the health official, one of them saying, Madam, don't believe them. When they say it's just here, you walk miles before you get there. So I beg you, sit in the car and let's go. So we sat in this Ghana Health Service pickup that needs to be pushed. And then we went there. When we got there, I saw the clouds forming. And I said, David and Koma, we have to do this story before it rains. He said, okay. So he carried his things. We ran and then we got there. So in getting to that place, we saw cow dung. Leading to, so I asked them, where's the water? They said the water is at the back there because it's a dry season. It's dried up, so they have just a small bit left. But then they warned me I shouldn't come with them because if I follow them, we may fall. In fact, I may fall. They are used to it, so they removed everything. These are 2 women, one with a baby. Then they went in. They were not coming, only for them to surface with brown water. You can see the brown water, and I said,
no. Actually dark.
Yes. So I asked the health official who took me there, is this not dangerous? He said, now I remember we've been recording bilharzia cases in this area, but I didn't know it's the source. And they share it with the cattle in the area. And this is Greater Accra region. And you know the irony is that they use their beautiful marks to fetch the water for you to see the irony. Not calabash, to tell you that they are in the city. But that's their water. So they boil and they use.
You don't have a pipe-borne water?
Yes. So I think on my way back, I didn't plan to meet any official and talk to, but I met the MP for the area, David Tetesumi. So I put that one to him. Why is he depriving his people? Can't he help them? He said, oh, pipelines are being laid to that area.
As usual.
So, yeah.
As usual.
You can finish the sentence for me. Yeah. Very obvious.
The daily promises.
Exactly. So he's working on it. Work in progress.
Work in progress. How many years?
I don't know. But you know, that's not the only place I went. I went to
every year
many
we have to
other places.
Okay, now
I won't do the government talk because I know that's where it's going to end.
The labor ward at Shai Osudoku.
Yeah, okay.
With the famous Dr. Brightson.
Yes. You know, you can't go to the district without speaking to Dr. Brightson. Because
is that the only hospital there?
No, he is the health superintendent at the Shai Osudoku Health Center.
Okay.
He's the medical superintendent. So I went there around 6:30 p.m. We were done for the day, and that was the very first day I arrived. I was actually tired. But then we have to speak with Dr. Brightson. So when they were not even sure we'll meet him. When we got there, every other place looks abandoned. We went to his office and said, oh, actually, I'm in the middle of CS. I'm doing 7 CS for the day, and I'm done with 4, 3 more to go, 6:30 p.m. So I have to hurry up and go.
Is he the only doctor there as well?
Kind of.
Wow.
So he was doing CS.
Looks like today my wows will be used.
So I went in there. I said I wanted to see. He took me. I couldn't go to the theater.
Okay.
But he took me to the labor ward, the first stage, and I saw a woman on the floor, and I asked why, and he said the women in the area would rather lie on the floor and get treatment at the Shai Osudoku Health Center rather than being put in an ambulance and then roaming town. Because every time they try that, they never get a hospital that has bed.
As a woman, how did that make you feel?
I felt so terrible. But you know the good news? The woman on that mattress was feeling good because she came in bleeding. Dr. Brighton had stopped the bleeding, and Dr. Brighton had given her hope. If she was taken to another health center, she may be dead before she arrived there. So they feel Dr. Brighton and the team there do so much to help them that there's really no need to go anywhere, even on the floor. You get it? Because for this man to go to a meeting in the morning, another meeting, and then came to the office at 4 p.m. and continued, I'm sure another doctor in another part of the country, especially Greater Accra, would have closed.
Yeah.
But he was on duty.
Man is so generous.
Took me to the ward, and every one of the women was okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
He has
and you know something?
He really has a reward in heaven.
Yeah, you know what he said? He said that touched me so much. He has made a promise to himself, never, ever to see any woman die at the time of giving birth.
Oh.
It's so personal. And that's the prayer he prays every morning. He told me that it's a prayer.
Before I let you go, let's talk about Volivo.
Volivo. When they mentioned the name the first time, when they held,
name,
you know,
Volivo.
so this one too wasn't planned.
Also in the Greater Accra region?
Yeah, it is. Wow. So it wasn't planned to.
Accra is so big.
So on our way, I think when I saw the sand and the sand winners on the Volta Lake, we finished, we were going. Then the driver who came to pick us actually told me, oh, do you know that there are another group of people who win shells like they win sand? I said, okay, sounds strange, but what do you mean? He said, that's my hometown. It's called Volivo. I said, are we scheduled to go there today? He said, we can pass there. He was very helpful. His name is Ofe. Then we got there. So immediately we entered the town. I saw shells on the ground.
So these are some of the trenches dug by the shell miners, I'll call them. So they win shells here, and from what I gather, they put it together. Then there's a paint factory around, a paint factory that comes to buy it and use it in the mixing of paints. So they dig it like winning sand, then they select what they actually want from here. So on the surface around here, I can see so many of the shells. But here, after the digging, it gets mixed up. Then they sort it out, and you have the shells, and then they leave the sand behind. So I continued to the factory to get more information. The factory manager, I.K. Donko, conducted me around. He told me some of the shells are milled into poultry feed.
Production here is normally used at the poultry farm. They mix their silver they have there with this.
Okay.
So it's part of the product they use to feed the chicken at the poultry farms.
Okay, so is it a normal shell that I saw that
Yes,
they are winning?
yes, yes, it's the normal shells.
So when they get here, then you separate them?
We separate them, we sieve it because it's too much dust.
Okay.
So you can see the dust over here, all from it.
Okay.
So when we get the clean one, then we mill it. We have different type of milling machines. So this is the type for the feed.
From the feed mill, we continued to another part of the factory.
Okay. That's how we produce what is called calcium carbonate. The powder there, that's the industrial term for that. It's a calcium carbonate.
And what would that be used for?
As you know, the content as a calcium, you know, calcium has so many uses. Thank you. And from here, you know, we have so many companies to supply them because everybody has his own way of using it.
The factory manager also conducted me through the processes.
So what I'm saying, this is the raw materials and this is the beginning of it. These are washing machines. From here, you know, you get it as it has been done. They send it to the platform for drying and picking. So when they pick this one, you get the real shells, the clean shells, and then you mill it. Without that, you can't get white powder as you saw it there.
Then I went into the factory to speak to the workers. The noise was deafening, and the end product produced more dust-like substance, Yet, the workers had no protective gear.
They have it. You know, many a times, you know, they don't find it convenient to use it. And that's the problem here. Many a times, you know.
But as a production manager, I thought you were ensure that they use it so that they don't come up with complaints, you know. But
you as you go there, you ask them. Everybody is having. They are having.
Can I go there right now and ask them to bring it out?
You just go there and ask them.
Master, are you working inside here? Okay. Where is your nose mask?
We have it, but as it stands now, we are on break, so we put it down.
You're on break? Okay, but he is working. Where is your nose mask?
Oh, it's here.
Why is it there and you are not using it?
Oh, nothing.
You don't like it? Why? When you put it on, you can't breathe?
No.
You don't like it? But when you finish this job and you go home, don't you feel like the chemical has gone into?
Oh no, but I like this one.
Like this one. Look at this one. Where is your nose mask?
That's why when you use it, you don't get. So that's why I don't use it.
But have you told your production manager that when you use it, you don't get air? So that maybe they change it for you.
That's why I don't tell you.
After insisting I wanted to see protective gears, the production manager brought some nose masks. Luckily, I was with a physician assistant.
But then there's one that is made of cloth. That is much better than this one. You know, this one is paper.
Sometimes you use
that
that one.
So fine that if the dust settles on it, air cannot go through, so they cannot breathe. So that's why
it's true. So which one will you recommend for them?
I will recommend the other type, the one that has a better the cloth. Yeah.
I seriously wish I could continue.
Yeah.
Like I wish I could know more, but in all, McCarthy Copper, Volivo, Shai or Sudoku, how's the whole journey been like?
The whole journey has been very beautiful, and I loved it because it gave me another reason to appreciate who I am, because I saw people sitting on bicycles with piece of cloth, and it's like that's all they have. I saw people who look very deprived, the kind of water they are drinking, and you sit here and you tell, I'm not saying you should appreciate water you drink just because it is water, but someone is in Greater Accra and has access to muddy water, and that is all she has. Another woman is in the labor ward on the floor and is getting treatment, but another is in a very luxurious hotel or hospital in Accra and dying.
Wow.
I appreciate all that.
It has been an interesting journey and interesting time with you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And that was my editor, the headmistress, the Sweet 16, Martha Quinto Aqua. Up next is the soundbite of the week.
How many wives do you have now?
Four, only four.
What are their names?
Gladys Duru, and Otobia, and Nora, and Stella Tete.
How many children so far?
10. I know like people that almost I will make reserves. Because when I play the football, somebody maybe leg or hand, I will change. You understand? Me woman, me woman like me too much. I think say be my future, or I don't know. They like me.
And that's it for Reporters Blog. My name is Patricia Gasso. Until then, stay blessed.